Hello, thanks for tuning in. Stuart, the Unrepentant Atheist here, and a book has arrived. I ordered this book last week. I did actually post in the community section of my channel what I'm buying, and well, for those of you who don't know, I suppose it's going to be a surprise. And for those of you that do know, you might want to watch this anyway, because I'm going to open this package up, and I'm going to not review the book, but I'm going to sort of comment on it and flip through it. And you might get some value out of watching this video. If you don't think you're going to get any value out of watching this video, then I beg you, tune away now. Go somewhere else. Go to the AXP website. Go to William Lane Craig. Go to Pelagia. Any of those other channels. Just go now. Don't leave a comment saying, "Oh, that was a waste of time," because you've been warned. This could well be a complete waste of your time. But here we go. So, packaged in a bag. I bought this on eBay. Yep, I bought it on eBay. I didn't buy it from, anywhere that's going to cost me a significant amount of money, because I'm a bit tight like that. I like to pay the lowest possible price on virtually anything. I've always been like that. Nothing's going to change me. So, right, well, here we are. Here's the book. Now, Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds. The reason I bought this is because Matt Dillahunty has mentioned this book so many times, that I just thought sooner or later I've got to buy this book, and I have got to actually try and find out what he is raving about. Why does he think it's such a good book? I know it was written a long time ago. It's obviously a book based on a sort of skeptical treatment of beliefs of people in those times. And I thought it would be interesting from that point of view, because obviously skepticism is nothing new. It's been around a long, long time. For many, many hundreds of years, skepticism was sort of suppressed by the church, I suppose, punished very, very severely by the church, by religion, and in many parts of the world, of course, it still is. You're not free to speak your mind if you're skeptical about a religion. In some countries, it could cost you your life. But it's not just about religions, because, of course, as we know, there are many crazy beliefs in the modern world that we've got, and delusions, as I would certainly call them. And I just thought it would be interesting to read about what delusions existed then. What did people commonly believe? That some really clever chap in those days looked at. Okay, let's see who's written it. Charles Mackay, introduction by Professor Norman Stone. So that is amazing. That is a really significant book. I mean, in terms of the size of it, 680 pages, and it's got a big index as well. So, wow. I'm just going to flip through it now and just make a few comments, because I think this is going to be right up my street in terms of reading material. I've bought some I've made some really bad choices in my reading material, in books that I've bought in secondhand bookshops. I've bought some really silly books on the New Testament, and some really crazy books that I should never have bought, that turned out to be one big waste of time buying. Because, for example, one book I bought on the Gospels and the New Testament was just simply saying, well, the traditional interpretation, the synoptic Gospels, they haven't been interpreted properly. They meant something else, and this is what they really mean. I mean, I was stupid to buy that book. I got 20 pages into it, and I just saw really that it was just another religious fanatic putting a new spin on the Gospels. I thought it would be more sort of critical and skeptical, and no, it wasn't. So let's just have a quick flip through this and see. Let's have a look at the contents. So here we are: the Mississippi Scheme, the South Sea Bubble. Oh, I don't recognize any of this. The Tulipomania, something about tulips brought from Vienna to England. Rage for the tulip among the Dutch. Its great value. Oh right, okay, yeah, I can see where this is going. It reminds me of when radium was first discovered, and they thought that it had positive properties, and they were painting it everywhere. And then they found out, no, actually, it's not such a positive thing. But it took science to prove that, and of course, many, many deaths and illnesses. The Alchemist, oh, that's going to be fun to read. Can you believe that for centuries and centuries, alchemy was thought to be a real thing? I mean, that it really, um, that it was really beneficial, and that you could do actual real stuff with it. Modern prophecies. Yep, I wonder if any of that is going to be Nostradamus. Astrologers. Yep, this looks really interesting. Fortune telling. That's another good one. The magnetizers. Well, I don't know anything about that. That's going to be a good chapter to read. Influence of politics and religion on the hair and beard. Wow. Phew. The Crusades. Different accounts of the Crusaders derived from history and romance. Well, that's good because it's sorting out the fact from the fiction, the historical, from the just purely sort of mythological or popular folklore about the Crusades, the witch mania, popular notions of the devil. It's amazing that because really in those days when this was written, I think it was written in the 19th century, wasn't it? Or I'm not certain about that when it was written. Let's just have a look. This edition published 1995. Okay, but when did it actually come out? When did it come out? Norman Stone, 1995. Here we are. Come on, where's a date? Oh, here we are. Okay, got it. 1841. Yeah, London, Richard Bentley, New Burlington Street, publisher in ordinary to Her Majesty, 1841. Yeah, wow, that was a long time. And then there's another one, second edition, 1852. Okay, if you think that in those days, the predominant worldview, the dominant worldview in Britain was the Christian worldview, still was. And obviously, a lot of people believe that the earth was sort of 6,000 years old. And to write a book of this type in those times is absolutely, fairly groundbreaking, I would have thought. But one thing I must say, I don't see a chapter on religion. The slow poisoners, haunted houses, popular follies of great cities, popular imagination, jewels and ordeals, relics. Okay, so I don't see, unless I've missed it, I don't see a chapter on religion. No. Well, that wouldn't surprise me that, you could write a book like this in those times and avoid religion because, I mean, the religious were possibly agreeing with a lot of what he's saying. Christians in those days were probably agreeing with a lot of what he's saying in his book. That, yeah, a lot of the, astrology is untrue, alchemy is untrue, etc., etc. But Jesus is living and walking with you today. So this looks to me like there's nothing on religion in here unless I've missed it. Okay, well, look, I'm going to enjoy reading that. And, that is such a big book. It's not the kind of thing, it might be the kind of thing I dip into now and again. I'm not going to sort of read that from cover to cover, but I'll dip into it now and again and I'll come back and provide my thoughts on it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If any of you have read that book, let me know, and just let me know your thoughts if you want to leave a comment. Okay, thanks. Bye for now.